telling me to stop the fucking drama. Who are you? Where the fuck did you come from? Why don't you go over there and tell that crystal meth motherfucker to stop the drama and stop hurting those people? Otherwise, shut the fuck up. How dare you? But anyway, back to our regular programming.
Things I say. Karma, you're such a fucking annoying piece of shit. Karma 1970, you make so many appointments. Like, whoever you are, Karma, you're a disturbed individual that sits behind a computer that's psychotic.
I don't like this name, Clickety Clackety Clue. They're getting hidden just because I don't like that name. Like, if you have a blank account and you have a weird troll name, you're just gonna get hidden. So we've had to, we've installed cameras. I'm paying for attorneys. It's scary. And what I'm going through right now could happen to anyone. And as easily as it's so easy to go on this hate mob, it's like at some point you just have to ask people, like, you are really hurting my mental health. Like, could you please stop? I don't want to continue. I want to just do my job. I don't want to fight with people. I don't want to argue. But as much as you're entitled to an opinion, so am I. I feel like my voice has been stolen from me. I feel like people are trying to tell me to be silent. The same people that are telling me to be silent are the same ones that are demanding that there be free speech. The same ones that don't want to do deplatforming are actively working to deplatform me. It's my opinion. But the way that some of these people put the information out about me, it is so vile and it is so cruel and it is so wrong. It's like bullying, and it's...
Happy New Year! Well, dude, it's like Leslie Bass and her freaking, friends. They're always like, you're such a drug addict. That's cute, Leslie. The irony is, if I ever accused someone of being a drug addict, y'all would be up my ass about it. Katie accused someone of being a drug addict, but Leslie can be like, put it all over your face, Katie. That's where your drugs are supposed to go. This girl's crazy. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. I think she's got a hole in her mouth. Happy New Year! Creed, what a fall from grace for you. That's funny, because my channel's doing just fine. You guys are hilarious, because I finally speak out. How many videos are these people going to make about me? And you're like, Katie, you're just supposed to take it. But I can just, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding, really? Do you want to see my, how much money I made this month? Honey, I'm doing fine. But... My YouTube's not getting shut down. I'm not going to lose everything. I'm not losing anything.
Familiar with the very first time with a creator named Molly Golightly. Now, this isn't the first time I'd heard of her. It was the first time I had any experience with her. And I saw that she had her platform engaged, and I thought, let's all work together on this. So I actually invited her on this channel. And a lot of you didn't know who she was. Especially my viewers, never met or had seen Molly before. And I had encouraged you to go watch her channel. And I just want to apologize to my audience that I introduced you to this person and told you to go watch her channel. Because unfortunately, in the last 2 weeks, it's been kind of a nightmare having to deal with her and having to sift through all of the lies that she has put into this story. And while she's done some really great things in helping the family, she's also created a lot of unnecessary drama that just didn't need to be a part of the story. And she created all this unnecessary rumors and division that never needed to happen. I did my best to work with her, and I had her on that live stream and everything was fine. And I thought, oh, great. And the very next day, it was like she was already hating on me. For hours, she was making videos about me. She was trying to ruin my credibility. She was spreading ridiculous rumors about me. And I was like, this is so stupid. She was accusing me of stealing her sources, which I wasn't doing. She went on her live stream, you guys, and told them that I snatched a source from her by emailing him, even though this person actually contacted me directly and I didn't know he had any chance, like any discussions or even remote possibility of speaking to her. So to me, it was just ridiculous. And the reason why I'm addressing this on my channel is because I take my work very seriously. And I don't, and I was like mad because I was telling her to stop because the rumors were out of control. And she started like trying to get Vaughn's family to not speak to me. And she kept telling her audience that Vaughn's family hated me and Vaughn's family didn't want to talk to me. And they said that I was harassing Vaughn and the family. And I'm like, that's not even true. Like,
why don't you go over there and tell that crystal meth motherfucker to stop the drama?
I don't even know where to start. Many influencers that are not even normally covering true crime have weighed in on this. We've seen LB team up with Molly Golightly and Justice for All. And with that comes the lovely wrath of Kitty Joy, who is not, if you're not familiar with her, she is just the gift that keeps on giving as far as controversial YouTubers. She never learns the error of her ways. She typically does not apologize for her behavior. Now, like myself, she suffers from ADHD and impulsivity control issues. And that is not an excuse, but it is an example of why sometimes she may do that. However, she's an adult and she needs to heed something that people have been telling her since I first came across her in 2019, which is stop lying, stop fabricating stories, and stop attacking people because they don't want to work with you anymore. We've seen her done it to so many people. I could sit here and make a laundry list out of it. But the best example is where people may or may not know that are, coming across this Dre McCrae case. We're going to go back a little bit into the history of Kitty Joy and LB and myself. So when Amber Portwood, and I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible, when Amber Portwood in 2019, in July of 2019, reoffended by committing a DV offense on her then partner, Andrew Glennon, Kitty Joy was given the audio that Andrew Glennon had allegedly gotten from secretly recording Amber during a few of these incidents, and she leaked it. I then uploaded it and vaguely commentated, but I shared it as well to my tiny audience. Well, that was what essentially made my channel grow and got any attention. So, the next morning I wake up and I've got 5,000 views on this video and I'm like, oh my God. So, and most of the people, not only are they watching my video, but they're also commentating that they were much rather watch it on my channel because they hate Without a Crystal Ball. And I'm like, okay, I've watched her a few times, la-di-da-di-da. So, I got a few warnings, as anyone who interacts Without a Crystal Ball does, because of course, lo and behold, she saw that I uploaded it and threatened to strike me. And I think it was on Twitter at the time, to which then I got a couple DMs and people told me what she was all about and not to worry about her, that it was fair use. She doesn't own it. And I was like, knew her at the time. And you know what? She probably could have struck me. She probably would have got the strike and may have gotten it reversed. And then she would have had to go and show legal ownership of it. Back then, she didn't have lawyers like that. I think she had a lawyer, but this was before the Toddy lawsuit, the 7M lawsuits, Todd Chrisley. This was before all of that. So her first real victim. And funny thing is, before all of this reality coverage she did, she actually used to be kind of like someone who talked about things like kratom, and not in a good way. She would bring light to these things that were reused, because she has, as she's talked about in her life, she has a son who is medically fragile. So she would be in these medical groups. Long story short, she would hear about all these, as she would call it, woo methods and herbs and things like that. And she was very anti that. So she would blog about it. And she actually had a blog that she actually wrote, because, blogging is when you're writing an article on a blog. Can't remember off the top of my head the name of that site, but she ended up coming to YouTube through that meeting up with Steve McRae. That's a story for another day. But long story short, she didn't like anyone like it is now covering the same stories that she covers. So she was not fond of me, but because I am who I am, I would go in her chat and schmooze with her mods and her people in her chat. And this was when Katie Joy had like 30,000 subscribers. So there was me with my like measly under 1,000, not even monetized at this point. And there was so throughout watching her, I would hear about a beef between LB and KJ, as they would call it. And I didn't know who LB was. Well, lo and behold, LB was another mom that covered Teen Mom. And I kind of at the time thought that was cool. Like there was a plethora of us that were all stay-at-home moms essentially. So Katie Joy makes contact with one of Amber's ex, Matt Beyer. And she's doing interviews with Matt, and she builds this friendship with Matt. And so we moved from like August, September to like late September, October. And that guy that I mentioned, Steve McRae, who was another YouTube creator, reached out to LB because he heard rumblings that KJ was kind of dissing her again. So, he came to her and told him what had happened with them. And so she was tired of being basically essentially bullied by Katie Joy without a crystal ball. And so she went on a live stream on Steve McRae's channel, and she had also struck up a friendship and interviewed Matt Beyer. Well, between the Steve McRae and all of this, LB's channel gets struck down. And basically she can't do anything for 90 days. And it's in the middle of this war with Katie Joy. So the only thing we can assume is that it was Katie Joy. And that's what LB said it was. So she's, doing live streams. She was on my channel. I recently shared that on my community chat. That was very low budget. I called her on my phone. This is before StreamYards was a thing. She was on Steve McRae's channel and, was pleading her case, basically like, we need to do something. She needs to be deplatformed. She's attacking other creators. Literally everything the anti-KJ community has said, literally everything she's done to every creator, influencer, religious group, the Duggars, like anyone she's come into contact, she's done the same thing. From small creators like myself to giant creators like Toddy Westbrook, and even bigger celebrities like Todd Chrisley. It's a lot. So my history with this woman goes back so far. The point of this story is that what she is doing now to Miss Laticia Bias, Vaughn McRae's mother. Let's circle back to all of this, and I'm going to play this audio from Molly Golightly's channel because she wants it to be shared, and I'm going to share it, even though you might have heard it already. But she's in tears. Essentially, what she's doing, she has done to everyone. From back then, when Matt Beyer wouldn't solely go to her for interviewing. She literally high school girled out. And if you don't know, the videos might be out there where she says, Matt Beyer was my friend first. And it's really sad. And it's just a lot. And then like she did now with Miss Laticia and Marvon Sr. and his wife and all of, their tiny skeletons in their closet. She has done that to so many people. And for me, I witnessed it first, with Amber Portwood, and then someone who didn't literally do anything to her but not give her exclusive interviews and buy into her bullshit because she was a liar and she stretched the truth and she didn't verify her sources. And this is 3 years later, the same Katie Joy that we got. And I am a sucker for hoping that people will learn from their mistakes, because I have made strides and leaps and bounds from where I was even a year ago. So you think that someone who's got like 5 years on me would be able to do the same, but maybe it's more like 7. Either way, I guess it's not the case, because now, like she did to reality stars and ex-reality stars and content creators, she is now doxing and going after Von McCrae's mother. And it is just all kinds of disgusting. So first and foremost, I'm going to show you guys her Facebook page. And that will kind of give us a start at what she's been saying. Now, of course, this is Katie Joy from Without a Crystal Ball. So, without a crystal ball. Does she still do that? God, I hope. Oh, wow, this is so sad. With this person commented, it's really sad that him not being in a ventilator means nothing. The doctors already said that he was without oxygen for too long. I took care of 2 men in CNA. Both were saved after suicide attempts. Both lived in nursing homes, unable to talk or walk. Both fed through feeding tubes. I pray that if he does wake up, I am wrong and he will recover. But at the same time, I pray that if this is his future, he goes in peacefully and dignity. I hope that whoever makes the decision really takes into account what he would want. Yes. Here she is going at Molly, and it's just... this is just a lot. So I'm trying to find the post, which is probably deleted, where she goes at... so requesting body cam footage, which of course you're not going to get. So here she's explaining birthrights appearance related to Von McCrae, and this is yesterday. Like, what in the world, Katie Joy, is wrong with you? Like, you are going to keep outdoing us, or outdoing yourself with this. So she goes on to say, let's explain rights of birth parents as it relates to Von McCrae. Once a child has been adopted by someone, the birth parent's legal rights to the child are terminated. When the child is adopted, the birth parents cannot make legal decisions. Okay, I'm not even going to go into this. In Arizona, a birth mother would have no legal grounds to legally petition the next of kin of a child they gave the rights up to. That's not true, okay? Listen, it's about bloodline. It's not about legality. He was his own person when he turned 18. So if he was a child right now, yes, that would be the case. But he's not. He's a grown adult. His wife would be obviously the first in line, and she has a power of attorney. Not even just a marriage certificate. She also has power of attorney, which would also mean that after, if he were to go peacefully, she would then have still, because she's married him, legal rights to make the decisions, but also power of attorney. Now, if something were to happen to Dre, then it would go to his next living blood relative, which would be his birth mom. I'm assuming that his great-grandmother is probably not with us anymore. If she is, more power to her. But I'm just saying, this is kind of null and void. But let's stop looking at that garbage. In 2 seconds, we're going to now see how this affected Miss Laticia, who is Von McCrae's mom.
I want you to play this on your channel. And I want you to hear how Marvon's mother feels about people on the internet. Now, this is a person that they thought they could trust. Okay? Miss Wynette said, we didn't know. My husband hung up the phone. My husband hung up the phone and said, I don't like that woman. I'm not gonna talk to her no man. And when that said why, she was like, she said something rubs me wrong about her. So I'm gonna play this 1:17 again. All right.
I'm on the porch this morning crying because I woke up to that post of Without a Crystal Ball saying that I am not Marvin's next of kin. So, it's been a long fight for me, and I'm so tired. you know, and it hurt for her to say that over and over and over again. You think that I wanted to turn back the hands of time and not allow my son to be adopted. But I thought that was in his best interest. At the time, not adoption, but just staying with my grandmother. But I'm not the one that put him on life support. I'm so sorry. Oh, God help me. But it really hurt to hear someone say over and over again,
Okay. So, Miss Laticia, I'm sorry that you're being tormented by this person.